welcome back. I got a really great black pigment today. It's the Casting Craft. So I'm going to attempt to do these coasters now. So if you remember before the sparkly coasters that we did, I ended up using the sparkly instead of this because the background was like clear grayish color. But now I've got a really good black, so I'm going to try again. So I've got my resin here. I'm going to put in like 15 drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay? We're going to mix that up. It's already getting warm because it's hot today. I'm going to add this other resin I was using to it, just so I don't waste it. Alright, so we're going to mix that up. It's getting hot. I also have this new pigment that I think I'll also add to it. Oh, that's the navy. This one. So this is black and it's supposed to be very opaque. So I'll add some of this as well. Maybe put the hole in it. There we go. So add 10 drops of that. 10 of that. Alright, I gotta hurry because this is getting warm. It's a lot of resin and it's really warm today. I'm gonna add 2 more drops of the Casting Craft. And 5 more of the pigment. This is Morandi brand. I just got it off of Amazon. I'll link it down below. It came with a bunch of fun colors. Ooh, this is getting hot. Okay. We gotta pour this in before we flash cure it. Here we go. Oh, there is something in that coaster. What is that? Alright, I'll pour these and then do that one. Yeah, that's a much better black. Okay. What is this? I don't know what that is. It's out now. Okay. Here we go. So I'm not filling these up all the way, but almost all the way. I don't need a ton of space for the tape and the top layer of clear. So almost all the way, but not quite. Yeah, that's a much better black. Very good. Okay, that's looking good to me. I'll just pour some of this in a leftover thing I've got over here so I don't waste it. I'll make a pendant out of it or something. Okay. So it's looking like my table is a little unlevel. So I'm going to try and make it more level so that these can cure correctly. Alright, there's all the resin. Just move some of this stuff out of the way so I can mess with my table. Wipe up some of this stuff here. Resin is a messy business. And so while we level this, the bubbles will come to the surface and then we can pop them. I'm afraid I wasn't recording for a second. Whew. That made me sad. Put some of those things away. Put them out of the way. So this is the thing of pigments I got. So Morandi, and it's got all kinds of different colors, and they're actually a little more muted than the other ones I have. The other ones I have are pastels, and I've got some like jewel tones. These are a little more muted than those. So I'm excited to try those. Alright, so let's try and level this. We need to lift up this side. Okay. This one and this one are looking really unlevel, and I'm not sure why. I'm trying to see how much it's changing here. These ones look okay. Okay, so maybe I'll try just lifting the center bit here. Looking a little better. Alright, let's let that move and do its thing, and we'll pop some bubbles. I need to go get some more butane so I can use my torch. This takes forever. It is safer for the molds, but it takes forever. Okay, so I've got some hairs in here. That is. Oh my gosh, they just keep flying in. I'm sure it's because of the fans. Okay, I'm going to turn off this fan behind me. Hopefully that'll help. And I'm going to go inside right after this, so I'll just have to deal. I don't think that's a hair. I think those are bubbles. Okay. Let's do some more bubble popping. Those are bubbles. I'm just going to take my silicone stick really quickly and run around the edges. Just get some of those bubbles to come up. There we go. This one's a little too full. Be really careful. Don't leave your lighter there for too long. Your lighter is obviously not as hot as the torch would be, but it can still do damage. This one is too full. So what I'm gonna do is just take my sticks. Stay out of there. Okay. They're all a little bit full. I'm going a little crazy. Just take a little bit out of each one. So I'll just pour this into my leftover pendant things over here. Here in there. Hair everywhere. That's looking better. Some more bubbles. Oh, we got a piece of glitter. Get out of there. From our previous coasters, I'm sure. Okay. Alright, those are looking good. So, I'm going to cover these. We are going to let them cure, and tomorrow we'll come back and we'll add our tape. So this is our tape. And we'll do a different one on each one. And I think that'll be really pretty. So, we'll see you then.
Hey guys, welcome back. It's actually been a few days. I had a wedding to attend and some other things going on. So these have just been sitting here, but they're all set up. And now we're gonna add our tape to them. So I'm gonna move these off to the side. And we'll work on one at a time. So I'm gonna do the same as I did last time. I'm gonna pull it out of the coaster. And my scissors. Let's find the edge. There it is. I had my nails done for the wedding and now I feel like they're just in the way while I'm trying to craft. So this black worked really well. It's very opaque, so you can't see through it, which is great. So here we go. Again, I'm just gonna do random designs. I'm gonna snip it and then fold it over the edge so that it doesn't float up when we put the resin on top. Okay. We've got 4 different kinds of tape here, but they're all gold and black, and some have a little bit of white in them. So I think they'll go pretty nicely with each other. So I'll do this one and then I'll fast forward through the rest, just because it's gonna take a little bit. You can feel free to fast forward now if you want. And I'm actually gonna do, I think I will do less tape than I did on my sparkly ones, just to keep them a little more simple. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it there for now. And I may end up adding more later, but I wanna keep it minimal for now. So I'm gonna leave that. I'm gonna stick it back in its mold, push it down really well. And there's that one. Okay, so we've got all that tape on there. We've got them back in their molds. So here they all are. I like them a lot. I think they're really pretty, really nice and elegant and still fun. So I'm gonna go mix up some clear resin and we'll get a top coat on these guys so we can get these finished. I'll be back.
All right, guys, we're back, and I've got my resin mixed up. I mixed up 210. I don't think I'll use it all, so I've got some other things I'm gonna use it for. But we're gonna go ahead and give these a top coat and get them finished. So here we go. Don't do too much at first, just because you're not sure how much the poster will hold, unless you've done your math really well. Definitely needs more. Alright, so I'm going to take my little spatula and just push everything to the edges. By using this spatula, I know I'm not messing the tape up because it's really smooth. And doesn't really, it's not going to pick up the edges of the tape and pull it up, which is good. Okay. So we can start to see that some bubbles are coming up. I should think that this one is not level. Let's see. Okay, so now let's add some more. I am looking for them to dome. I'm going to go slow so I don't overflow them. Okay, so maybe I will use it all. Okay, so this is not level. Alright, I think that's a little better. So I'm just leaning down and looking across the top of these to see which ones need a bit more. Again, trying not to overflow. Take your time. Alright, Those are looking pretty good. So now I'm going to take my lighter. I'm going to pop some of these bubbles. All right, looking pretty good. Right, we got a bubble here in the middle. So that's the only issue that I have found with tape, is that you get some bubbles that come up because there is air underneath some of the tape. So you just got to be patient, be vigilant, and got like a piece of glitter in here. That's right. Little specks of things. Yeah, they're looking pretty good as far as doming. You see bubbles and they're just not coming to the surface, you can kind of go around and nudge them a little bit. Alright guys, so that's it. I'm going to let these cure overnight. And then we'll come back tomorrow and unmold. Odds are I'll do a gold around the outside. And then they'll be complete. I'm really excited for these ones. I think they're really pretty. So we'll come back tomorrow when they're cured. I'll see you then.
Alright guys, so these are all cured. And I brought them up to my office so that I could paint gold around the edges. So we're going to get these out of their molds. A little bit of overflow, no big deal. We'll just clip that off with our little tweezers, but look how cute. I love them. They're so pretty. Actually, I can't see any significant bubbles, which is really exciting. It's really vigilant. Not sure what happened here. It's a little darker. Still so pretty though. You can see my reflection in them. Hi. That's how shiny they are. Yes, we'll do a little bit of sanding on the edges here. Nothing crazy. They look pretty good. Very happy with how they turned out. Had a little something funky happen on the bottom of that one, but it is on the bottom, so no big deal. I think these are really simple, really kind of elegant and classy, and really easy to do, which is great. Okay, and our last one. And they come out of the mold so easily. A little bit of overflow there as well, and we'll clip that off. Looking good. So which one's your favorite? I really like this one and this one, but they're all really fun. Okay, so I'll get my little cuticle nippers and we will cut this off, and then we'll sand that down a little bit. A little bit more right here. Sand that down as well. Okay, and just some little bits. Come on. Sand that down.
Oh, there's a little bubble right there. But I think our gold edging will cover it. So, no big deal. And the edges are really smooth, so the gold should go down really well once we do a little bit of sanding for this top piece. Let's see, got a little bit on this side. And sometimes they're a little too small to nip off, so you'll just take your file or your Dremel or whatever it is you're using to sand and just smooth it out a bit. All right, those are looking good. So I'm gonna get my file. Where did I put it? Here it is. Okay, so I have this file. It's metal. I just got it from Walmart. Nothing fancy. It was like $1.50 or something. So I don't know if you can see that. We're just gonna go at an angle really gently. Don't push too hard because you don't want to make a gouge in it. And that's all smooth now. So it looks good. I'm just gonna run my finger along and we'll go at an angle and just smooth any pieces because we're gonna cover this with our pin. So I'm not too worried about like the scuffing. I just don't want it sticking out and creating like a bump. All right, so that feels pretty smooth. Got a little bit on this side as well. And again, just take your time. You can go the opposite way as well if that helps. Just try not to go directly straight this way or straight this way, or you'll create scratches that you won't be able to cover as easily, especially on the top. And this is a pretty good file. It's very, it's got a really high grit, so you don't need very many passes to get it to become smooth. Here we go. Feels good. All right, those are looking good. So now I'm going to take my gold pen. This is by Daco Color Premium Acrylic Pen. And I'm gonna take, I had a cloth up here. I'm just gonna wipe these down to get rid of all the dust. I think I'll take them off this side. I'll take them off here and set them down as well. So we're gonna wipe these off really quickly. move this out of the way so now it's got dust on it. And I'm going to take my little vacuum here. Get all the dust. Alright, so I love Tic Tacs, and so I started saving the boxes for these so that when I'm doing the color, I can then set this on top of here and it's lifted so that it can then dry. So I just have this little thing here that I can prime my marker on. Just push it down a couple times and it primes it and gets that tip full of paint. I'll do this one and then I'll speed you guys up. I'll speed it up so you don't have to watch this whole thing. Just take your time. Make sure it looks nice and smooth. You can go back with a second coat about 24 hours later if you find that you missed any spots or need to correct something. Okay. Flip. And if I start to think that it's becoming streaky, I'll prime again so that I get some more fresh paint to come into the tip. Oops. And if that happens, you can just wipe it off with your finger really quickly. And if you don't get it off quickly enough, you can go back with like some alcohol or nail polish remover. It tends to work pretty well. And you just want to be careful because then if you've done that, then you have paint on your fingers and you don't want to get it on the top of the coaster. So just be careful what you're touching. And if you wanted to, I'm gonna prime again. If you wanted to, before you start painting, you can put your little rubber feet on the bottoms, and then you wouldn't have to set it on this because it'll just stand off the table on those feet. So whatever you prefer to do. Okay. Got all the sides. Okay, so now I'm gonna do a portion around the edge. Prime again. And I like to do mine pretty thin, so I don't like a huge line around the outside, but to each their own. You do whatever you like or whatever you find your customers like. That's why I like this skinnier pen, because the tip is much skinnier. All right, so there we go. And we're gonna set it on top of that and then it'll dry. And so I'm gonna keep doing the rest of these.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. You can also check out my Etsy shop. The link is in the description down below, and we will see you next time.